Once a niche wellness drink known only to health enthusiasts, kombucha has rapidly gone mainstream, making its way from small patch brewers to supermarket shelves and restaurants and cafes around the world. Hello and welcome to The Print. This is Triya Gulati, and today we're going to talk about kombucha and the kombucha entrepreneurs in India. But first, let's understand what exactly is this drink. Kombucha is a fermented tea made by combining tea, sugar, and star of the show, Scooby. A short form for symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, this jelly-like pancake floats on top of the brew and kicks off fermentation. The result is a lightly fizzy, slightly tangy beverage which tastes quite like a crossover between vinegar and champagne. Kombucha was once considered an acquired taste, but now it's a global health trend with a loyal following among millennials, celebrities, fitness communities, and even casual drinkers looking for low sugar, probiotic rich alternatives to soda or alcohol. And as consumers grow more conscious of what they put into their bodies, this fermented drink has emerged as a symbol of functional wellness. Now, this kombucha craze has given birth to a community of entrepreneurs who started drinking this beverage in order to stay healthy, but soon it turned into a business model.
Um, I was, I still do, but I was running a lot back in the day, ultra marathons and long distance running. And as an ultra marathoner, you're always looking for nutritious food that will help you recover faster, foods that will help you, which will go easy on the gut, which you're able to break down faster. So I was always on the lookout for healthy, nutritious option for myself, nourish my body right. And as a beverage, I was this again. It was while I'm on this journey, I was able to stumble upon kombucha, and from there on, it's like, okay, let me do it for myself, and it worked out fabulous for me. And same thing, I started giving it to friends and family, and they really liked it. And from there on, it was just let's just bottle it and sell it kind of thing.
Right.
Let's sell
So,
it.
how did you went from just brewing at home and giving it to your friends and family to establishing a full-blown business?
Um, so of course we had a lot of apprehensions. No one has heard about kombucha. Very few, and we started with. Luckily, we had a very good platform. Like we were extremely grateful to be given a platform as a Bandra farmers market.
Okay.
Which from there we like every Sunday on Sunday we would bring our kombucha if it's allowed. And yeah, people got to know about our products from there onwards, and it turned into more into a Bombay thing for us. Like we only wanted to cater Bombay as a customer, as
Hmm.
a client base.
And this was which year? Bandra's Farmer Market. Which year did you start?
2017 beginning of the year.
Okay. Right. So, from 2017 to now, what kind of journey your brand has covered from just catering to Bombay to, is it available pan India?
It is available at multiple cities all over India, from Chennai to Chandigarh and Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, Delhi NCR. So it's available in most, majorly the tier one, tier two cities.
So I came back to India in 2019. I was working abroad. Uh, Came back to India for good. After coming back, while getting settled in India, I just couldn't get a natural drink or get something that I wanted to drink on a daily basis with my food or as an evening drink. I was coming off from a little bit of an unhealthy lifestyle and unhealthy drinking habits. So I thought wanted to kind of change my ways around. Kombucha was something that I started making at that time, but I learned about kombucha while I was traveling in Eastern Europe and Russia, and of course in Copenhagen. Like they were like high on fermentation, so that's where I kind of got my gist of what kombucha, like what kombuchas are in the market, how it's made. Uh, Once I came back, like in India, there was nothing really in the market apart from raw pressery that was completely natural. And I wanted to consume, or I was addicted to having something like carbonated, something that was fizzy. Uh,
Right.
and apart from raw pressery, there's nothing else.
Hmm.
Kombucha is something that I started making it at home,
Okay.
and and then once it was purely for personal consumption. Over time, friends started buying it, and then it snowballed into one restaurant owner asking me if I can supply to her, and then
Okay.
within few months, almost every restaurant in Pune was asking me if I could supply it to them as well. So
Within
it
3 months.
within 3 to 4 months, yeah, it just that restaurant was opening, was a new restaurant that's opening in Pune, and almost all
So
restaurant owners.
what year are we talking about?
This is 2019.
Okay. And how did the business grow? What is the current status in 2025?
So of course, like it was still a home brewing experiment in 2019. Even with all the restaurants coming in, it was still I was still making it from my house. My one room in my house was converted into a fermentation room. I
Okay.
started off with like two 5 liter jars. I ended up with like 200 5 liter jars in like 5 to 6 months, and then of course lockdown happened. And but with the kind of curiosity on kombucha, with the kind of number of restaurants that were buying it, I
Mhm.
in 2020 I decided that it was time to kind of take the business from the house and move into a commercial space.
Okay.
I went and looked at a lot of industrial properties around,
Hmm.
but the whole idea was if nobody knew what kombucha is, I wanted people to come and visit the facility where I make kombucha. And hence,
Okay.
if you see around, like it's a 8 acre farm. We built a manufacturing unit inside the farm itself. And in the early days of Umami Brew, I had brewery tours on every Saturday, Sunday, 4 batches. People would come in. To me, this was an easy way to educate someone on what kombucha is. They could come and see what we were doing here. It also
Right.
added as a marketing space for us. So easy to spread the word, good marketing. Those 60 people who came for the brewery tours, they went and told their friends. So it became like a good, what do you say, like a traditional organic marketing, if I may say so.
So yes, there was a personal reason. I was learning farming from this gentleman who's my mentor. His name is Commodore Ajay Kumar Sani. So I was staying at his farm, and he's a mad genius who would have just jars of ferments lying around. He basically used fermentation as a method of preservation during our farming. So whatever we would grow, he would ferment it using kombucha. And slowly we started getting out these beautiful extracts of different parts of the plants that would usually go to waste. And they were good smelling, nutritional, good taste, color. And hence we started making kombucha, and that's how we got rolling. So that's where it stemmed from.
Right. So, who was this person? If you could tell us a little bit about.
So this gentleman is someone who like I said, I learned farming, I learned life from. He's now 92, and I met him at this restaurant in Delhi called Tress. I was working there, so he used to come there, interact with the chefs. So when I started farming, I reached out to him saying कि मुझे farming सिखा दो. So he sort of took me under his wings. I went and stayed at his farm in Faridabad,
Okay.
where I was living at the farm, no electricity. He's also living with me. And every morning we would have a class, so called. And that's where I met him.
While every kombucha entrepreneur ferments this drink the same traditional way, the products are not only flavored differently, but they are available at a huge price difference. For example, Achintya Anand's kombucha under the brand name of Krishi Cress comes at a premium price, that is 200 ml bottle at rupees 280. This is nearly 3 times the price of other brands in the market. Bangalore-based Mosan sells a 200 ml bottle at rupees 99. Mumbai's Bambucha offers 500 ml bottle for rupees 260. And Pune-based Umami Brew sells a 250 ml of kombucha bottle for rupees 160.
At this price point, yes, it is not a mass product, and that's not what we are aiming for, to be frank. Over here, it is a craft product. It is for people who understand and really enjoy their kombucha. It is not for people who are just looking for another thirst quencher.
But Aditya Kidambi, who alongside Shishir Satyan launched Mosant Fermentary in 2019, credits mass production for selling affordable kombuchas. They brew 1,000-liter tea at a time.
From a industry perspective, it's not about whether the drink is pasteurized or no. I believe scale gives you better pricing norms in general, right? With scale you unlock a lot of things that work out to be a lot cheaper. For example, distribution is so much cheaper at scale, right? Packaging is so much cheaper at scale. Production is so much cheaper at scale. So by virtue of scale and by virtue of uh, unlocking certain levels of distribution, we have made the price very, very competitive.
So we are at a 160 MRP for a 250 ml bottle. That's what it retails at. We are a no discount brand. We never give discounts. We never run offers on Umami Brew. Of course, when we sell it to a restaurant, it's on them as to what price they want to sell it at. So I know there are some restaurants who sell one bottle of Umami Brew for like $700 in Bombay, and of course there are some who sell it for 250 and 360. But that's not our prerogative. That's the restaurants are confident that people are going to buy it. Our first customer as a restaurant is still a customer, so it's never that. It's not that a restaurant has ever dropped off from our scheme of things. And more and as of course, with tier one city, I would say the tier one restaurants kind of adopted kombucha into their menu. And the minute the rest of the restaurants saw them adopting, now even they want to keep kombucha. So it became like a trip like a trickle effect that, oh, if it's working there, let's also try it because we want to give our consumers something more than just a Diet Coke or a Pepsi or without naming the brands, just something regular. It's a drink with some more character. Tier two city is just like we are selling kind of in Mysore and Coimbatore, which are also like tier two cities, but these are like the bleeding public from Bangalore and Chennai who are living in these cities who are already aware of the drink. They don't mind paying the price, but of course in the future
But still,
volume.
how did you bring down your price? Because I majority of your competing brands pan India, they are selling it for, let's say, a base price of 200, 280, and a lot of entrepreneurs have claimed that there is under no circumstance you can bring down the price of kombucha, because we don't, India doesn't have that kind of cold storage technology which can increase its shelf life. So unless and until you don't add preservatives. So, how did you bring down the price of your kombucha?
So one is we use all natural ingredients. So if it's a apple cinnamon kombucha batch that we are making here, it's 200, 300 kgs of apple that we are buying from the market, juicing it and putting it into the kombucha. So it's all natural, fresh ingredients that are used in the kombucha. We don't add any preservatives. We don't add any other like a citric acid, malic acid in our kombucha to increase shelf life. We purely filter our kombucha. So the nature of kombucha, because the pH is very low, we take out all the yeast, we take out all the bacteria from it, so it stops itself from re-fermenting again. So we have kind of solved for the problem of cold chain. Uh,
Okay.
we don't need cold chain. We have a longer shelf life, like we have a 12-month shelf life in room
Okay.
temperature. So
All
we
right.
have kind of managed to solve that problem of kombucha brands by doing one process, which is technically not compromising on the integrity of the drink.
Meanwhile, Grace's in-house brewed kombucha at Omo House in Gurgaon still remains one of the most expensive in Delhi NCR.
So we bottle around 15, 20 each batch whenever we do. So it's selling good. People especially come for kombucha, espresso any day especially. So we bottle it at 300 ml. Uh,
At 300 ml, and you price it for?
it's 395 plus taxes for 300 ml.
But this isn't the only problem kombucha entrepreneurs are tackling. Low shelf life is the biggest enemy of their business.
I think one of the main differences is that our kombucha is alive. It's probiotic. It's not pasteurized. Whereas there are a lot of kombuchas in the market that are available at a way cheaper price point, have a higher shelf life. But what they do to achieve that is they have to pasteurize the product. Once you pasteurize the product, the probiotic goodness is gone. Then it's almost like having iced tea. So that is one of the major differences in our product and the product that's out there in the market.
So raw
Yeah.
kombucha is pretty much the closest to the kombucha that you make at home. It has live probiotics and yeast and bacteria and everything else. It's a very strong form of vinegar. Filtered is where larger particle and sediment size are filtered out, thereby stopping the process of fermentation from that point on. And a pasteurized kombucha is basically a kombucha that's bought to a particular temperature, thereby making it super shelf stable.
That said, many are calling it a fad, much like the Greek yogurt, which rose to popularity but couldn't last longer as the regular yogurt was available at a much cheaper price. Now, to understand, are there really health benefits in a kombucha drink? We spoke to a
Hyderabad based nutritionist.
Okay, so kombucha is basically a very age-old, ancient fermented beverage, and currently there are limited studies. The research is under progress to really confirm the innumerable health benefits it poses. So the basic thing is, I would like to first start with a very simple example of dahi, which is a fermented product that is made by bacterial fermentation. Okay,
Right.
so that's dahi. So kombucha, and you know the benefits of dahi.
Hmm.
It is a very good. It contains probiotics, good bacteria, so it has got good mental health benefits also. Now with
Right.
kombucha, it being a fermented beverage wherein you're using black tea or green tea, these kind of teas, and other flavorants are added to modify the flavors. But basically, it is just tea, which is
Okay.
sweetened with cane sugar.
Hmm.
You'll have different strains of bacteria if you use coconut sugar or something else. But
Right.
when you're using normal sugar with your tea leaves and you are brewing it, that is the base. So
Right.
these microorganisms called bacteria and yeast are naturally present.
Right.
So when the yeast acts on your sugars, it produces alcohol and carbon dioxide.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bacteria comes into the picture and that consumes the alcohol and it produces other organic acids, which are your acetic or lactic. Now these
Right.
lactic acids, they improve your digestion, and
Mm-hmm.
along with that you have your probiotics, which
Right.
improve your gut health. So this is the basic funda behind fermentation. Now when all this happens, it is having effects on your gut, which improves your digestion. And your gut is your second brain, which is a proven fact because of the neurotransmitters like serotonin, which are produced in the gut. That is 90% of them are produced in the gut. So your mental health is sorted. It reduces your anxiety. It improves your mood, and then you have a detoxification of your liver. It supports your liver health, and there are certain antioxidants which are produced, and because of the production of these energy producing vitamins, those are B vitamins, you
Mm-hmm.
get energy, and there is production of little caffeine also because of polyphenols, that is C. So that gives you that mental alertness which is required.
If somebody is consuming kombucha every
Hmm.
day, what
Hmm.
are the health benefits they are getting from it?
So, in the long run, it acts as a detox drink for them. It improves their gut health, it improves their mental health. And when your gut health is improved, it supports as an immunity factor also. So, these are the basic functions which they can, these are the health benefits.
We also tend to go overboard. So if we know that, for example, flax seeds are very healthy for our body, we go overboard in the consumption. Now, could you also tell us that over consuming kombucha, let's say if you're drinking 3 or 4 bottles of kombucha in a day, is that still healthy, or there can be repercussions?
Anything in excess is dangerous. You should always go for a moderate amount of drink. So I think just maybe half liter or maybe just more, not more than a liter is fine, because there are
In a
other things also.
in a
Yeah,
day?
not more. Yes, if you really love it. It again depends on how your body is reacting to it. So
Right.
otherwise, you can just start with, a basic thing would be to have just 250 ml in a day, because
Okay.
there are other things also which you need to consume, and your body needs carbs, your body needs proteins in other forms. If you
Right.
just fill up yourself with liquids, but 3 4 bottles, how will you get other things?
The craze for kombucha is largely tied to the fermented drink's positioning as a gut healthy product. And this success isn't because kombucha is revolutionary. Instead, It aligns with the rapid growth of India's gut health market, which was valued at over $500 million in 2024. According to the IMARC group, this market is projected to reach nearly $1,500 million by 2033, growing at a CAGR of 11.53%. Now, kombucha commands only a tiny fraction of this market, roughly between 70 to 80 crores as per the beverage entrepreneurs. Because this space is already dominated by probiotic supplements and functional foods and beverages in India, such as kanji, kokum, buttermilk, yogurt, jeera drink and hajmolas. Therefore, industry insiders are skeptical about kombucha's potential to become a major player in this category or to establish itself as a dominant force. In a highly competitive marketplace where success hinges on affordability, kombucha remains a niche product. It appeals to a small group of affluent young Indians who look for an alternative to kanji and buttermilk. But kombucha entrepreneurs hold their grounds.
It's not a passing trend. I think in the last few years, it has been on, and then there's just so many kombuchas available in the market. And something like a homemade kombucha, everyone wants to have a taste.
The way I see it, because kombucha being a universal beverage, it's I would say there would be a lot more home brewers. A lot
Okay.
of people would start brewing for their own personal consumption because everyone has their own palate, everyone has their own taste and preference. So I think there would be a lot many home brewers and a lot more acceptance when it comes to alternate fizzy beverages.
Okay.
So I think in that category we will definitely be able to gain significant significant mileage.
Second is the buttermilk, the chas, and every other gut health drink that is there.
And they're cheaper because they're also available at a cheaper price, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
a pack of buttermilk is retails at like $10,
Correct.
and
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
most cheapest kombucha bottle comes at $100. So, do you think that this also is a biggest barrier, one of the biggest barrier when it comes to mass adoption?
Now a lot of people, like, if you're having buttermilk, if people are lactose intolerant, they can't have it. It's also the fact that just having one type of a gut healthy drink might not be the best possible solution. From Umami Brew, we tell people that they should have a plethora of gut healthy. Like, you should have your buttermilk, you should have your coconut water, you should have your Yakult, have everything out there, because technically your gut is made up of like a very different, like like a very complex system of microbiome. So the more kind of things that you put in it, it's better for it. It's just like, you can't just be doing one exercise. You can't just be working your biceps and not looking after your legs. So it's kind of a thing that have different varieties. It will help you in some way or the other.
Despite the challenges like short shelf life, limited awareness in some markets, and regulatory hurdles, the kombucha industry continues to grow steadily, fueled by rising health consciousness and demands for functional beverage. Entrepreneurs remain optimistic, seeing it not just as a trend, but a long-term shift towards mindful consumption. In their lens, with innovation and education at its core, the future of kombucha in India and their business looks refreshingly bright. Thank you for watching and follow for more.